Hello and welcome to Regency Rum Bluffers. Now, as you know, we at Rum Bluffers are historical accuracy sticklers, so it's been a tough old week for Molly. We already had her when we started Rum Bluffers, and so we realised that, well, perhaps she wasn't a Regency dog, and we might have to, well, reconsider her position. This came as a shock to Molly, and so she tried her hardest to fit in. But it wasn't really working out. We told her that we needed to dig back into her history and find out whether her family tree might throw some light on this. Now, Molly's idea of a family tree turned out to be a little bit different from ours, as did her digging into her family history. She got very excited when she thought she might have found a very important branch. But we had to explain that, well, we were talking about a different sort of branch. Anyway, we are quite fond of Molly, and so we decided that we would look at the paperwork from when she was a puppy. We went to her important box and got out all her important things, well, important to her anyway, and then what did we find but the paperwork to prove where she had originally come from? It was quite dusty, but we soon sorted it out, and we were able to establish that right at the bottom was Molly's name. And then right at the top was her great 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 etc. grandfather, whose name turned out to be Brandy. Now, when we got onto the internet, we realised that this was very important. In the early 1800s, the second Earl of Malmesbury brought over to Poole in Dorset from Newfoundland some lesser Newfoundland dogs, also known as St. John's dogs. They had a dense coat, a thick tail, and were as at home on the water as they were on land. They specialised in retrieving fish, lines and ropes, and they even dived underwater. These are the ancestors of our modern Labrador. Even more importantly for Molly, around this time a dog named Brandy was imported by Lord John Scott. While being transported across the Atlantic, the dog went overboard. He was trying to retrieve the cap of a sailor. The sea was very, very rough, and the dog was in the water for 2 hours before it was hauled back on board. It was so exhausted from its ordeal that it was lifeless, and the dog had to be revived by the crew. They decided to use Brandy, and hence the dog was renamed. Could this possibly be the same Brandy as Molly's great 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 etc. grandfather? The only way to find out was to send Molly on a mission. Would she dive into the water? Would she retrieve the fish? The pressure was really on. Off she went, straight into the water, grabbed the fish, and came straight back to land to deliver it safely. She had proved her worth as a true Regency dog. So now we know that Molly, after due consideration and investigation, is certified as a Regency dog, and her place with the Rum Bluffer family is safe and secure.